only if you are watching. Thanks. So, good evening and welcome to this live stream or somehow a mini seminar webinar for computer skills refresher for teachers. Okay. So, with this, you're gonna learn more about checking up or speeding up your computer, basic commands and skills, must know things for online teaching, and other online and mobile essentials. Okay. So, welcome to my channel. Okay, this is a computer skills refresher for online teaching. So again, I could check your computers or devices, speed up your computers or devices, basic commands and skills and Windows, must know for online teaching and mobile essentials. So the first thing that we need to check is you need to check your device. So can I use my current computer or device, or shall I invest on a new one? This is one of the big question for all teachers and professors. So the first thing you need to check is check first if your existing device or computer is working well. Baka mamaya ano na yan, mga 15 to 20 years na naka Windows 95 or 98, it will be necessary na to update or upgrade your computer to a more recent or most recommended is the latest one. No need to purchase a new device or software if your device or computer can be upgraded. So yung mga 5 years ago, minsan pati 10 years ago can be upgraded. No? So we'll discuss later on. So just a refresher about computer hardware for those who are not techie. So we have the computer's processor, which is a basic and very important part of the computer that has to be upgraded or maayos yung specification. If your computer is dual core, normally it can be used for emailing and basic office application. But if you are using the latest Office 365 apps, it might be slow, especially kay Windows, Office, Word, and Excel, because it might eat more resources ng computer. But the old ones, if you have the license for the old Office apps or software, it can run smoothly, especially yung mga 2010 na Office. You can do internet browsing, but again, it might be slow, especially if you're working on videos. And it can also run video conferencing, but again, it might be slow depending on the resources requirement of your video conferencing app. For quad core, this is normally recommended because you could do emailing, basic office application. You could also do video editing, which is also part of the skills we need to know as teachers or professors. So low to medium quality video editing. Video conferencing can also be smooth with this processor and as well as internet browsing. The most recommended one is octa-core, which is highly recommended but a little bit more pricey. No? So you could do the everything from emailing, basic office application, medium to high quality video editing, video conferencing. Okay? And for those who are involved in engineering, architecture, multimedia, and design application software, it can do the 3D rendering, the 3D or the rendering, but may require a minimum RAM or dedicated graphics card on your computer or laptop, which is dictated by the software you will install. If you will install a software, it has an information there what is the minimum requirement in order to run the software. The next one you need to check is the RAM or the random access memory. 2 gig is acceptable but might be slow. 4 gig, you can already run a CAD software using 4 gig, but it might be slow. 8 gig is good already, and you can run heavy media editing software. And 16 gig is the most recommended for those who are using 3D application or software, media editing or rendering software. Okay. So your software, after you check the hardware, you need to check your software. Make sure only essential software is installed and always update your operating system. For Windows 10 users, normally Microsoft automatically updates your software, our software. And you can also set the time when it will update, because sometimes you are working on the day, it will trigger an automatic software update. If you want to get rid of that, you can set that on a later time, like sa madaling araw. If you want to know more about that, you could message me. I'll give the video tutorial. So For antivirus, those who bought new computers may use their free subscription, but if it slows down your computer, you can get rid of that because normally the stock or the default Windows Defender antivirus will do protect your computer as long as you're not browsing dangerous website that may cause harm to your computer. So if you still prefer the branded antivirus aside from the Windows Defender, you could choose. But if it slows down your computer and affects your efficiency and performance, you could use the basic one. Office software, you need Office software on your computer, the Word, Excel, and the PowerPoint, the most basic one we need in teaching. For browser, Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. For those with me in the LSUD, Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome is recommended, especially if you're using Microsoft Teams on the browser. It will only run video conferencing on the browser if you're using Microsoft Teams browser version. And then the most important one for the LSUD is the Microsoft Teams Windows 10 application. For Windows 10, just to note, if your computer has a good processor and RAM is already around 4 or 8 gig, it will run smoothly. But for other processors, which is lower version processors and RAM, it might behave improperly as of this time. That is based on experience. So if your Microsoft Teams Windows app is not working well, you are recommended to use the browser version. But browser version of the Microsoft Teams has somehow limitation. You need to. We will discuss this later on the other video. Housekeeping is important in managing on your computer. Delete unnecessary files. Organize your files. Defragment your Windows. Disk check and scan for viruses. Those things, if undone, it will slow down your computer. Next is check your connectivity. For us to teach online, your computer can be connected to the internet using your mobile phone or device through hotspot and tethering, pocket Wi-Fi connection, wireless modem, the DSL, wireless modem using LTE or 3G, and then that is served as the Wi-Fi hotspot already. The DSL and the most recent or latest technology, fiber, or the fastest one right now. So your computer can be connected to the internet using a wired LAN cable to your router or modem and a wireless LAN or Wi-Fi. Always check that because those are the things you need to troubleshoot later on if you had problems with your computer. You could start your main router. You could start your router, Wi-Fi router. So those are the basic troubleshooting skills you need to know. And also you need to check also your load balance if you're using a prepaid internet. Okay. So your connectivity, we have a recommended connection speed. So make sure you are connected to a reliable and stable internet. Those who are using mobile or LTE, you can check the performance of your telecom provider using your phone. If your experience on your phone is unstable, most probably that will also be the performance of your if you're gonna buy a mobile wireless modem from that specific brand. So always check. If brand A is fast on your and stable on your place, you buy that. If this one is not stable on your mobile phone, don't buy this because most probably that is the same performance you will experience. And if DSL and fiber is already available, apply for one because that is really recommended. At the same time, most of the fiber and DSL has no cap, meaning there's no limited. It's unlimited. The data is unlimited. Okay, compared to mobile and prepaid, there is limits. For example, 1 gig only for 3 days, 200 gigabyte per 1 month. But if you're subscribed to DSL or fiber, most of their services are unlimited. So it will be economical to do if you are using heavy internet connection. So you can use your speed test or Google speed test website to check your connection and internet speed. Normally 2 Mbps and to 5 Mbps using LTE, fiber, DSL is already acceptable. You don't need to buy a very, very expensive one. It is acceptable for video conferencing and low quality live streaming. Like this, what I'm doing right now is a live stream of the video. 10 Mbps using LTE, fiber, and DSL, but normally 10 Mbps is stable on fiber or DSL. That is recommended for video conferencing as well, and medium quality live streaming. The higher ones, you can live stream at high definition or 4K, depending on your device. If you can upgrade your computer, have it upgraded. Okay, I already gave the specification required. I think I recommend at least octa-core with 4 gig RAM. Better if you can afford 8 gigabytes RAM. Okay, so you don't need to buy a new one. Okay, but if you have the budget, you can invest. Okay, so what to do in upgrading your computer? Have your computer serviced by an experienced or licensed computer technician. If you can upgrade it by yourself, you can do it. But normally it ranges from, I think, 500 to 2,000 pesos for upgrading. But if you can do it by yourself, always make sure you can do it by yourself before you do it. But you can ask someone to do it for you to make sure that you won't break anything on your computer. You could also ask a technician for updates and maintenance, and as well as upgrade. The most common upgrade for a laptop or computer is the RAM or the hard drive, which can be converted to SSD, which is more faster. Maximum upgrade can be found at the manufacturer's website or the RAM SSD supplier website. You could check it by yourself, or you can ask your computer technician. And for desktop, you could also add up additional or upgrade your graphics card, because that also affects your software, especially the computer-aided drafting software and media editing software. Okay, so must know commands. So I believe some of you all knows this already. Let's just refresh some commands, which is very important on our online teaching. So those are the commands. You could replay this later on. I think I don't want to waste your time reading this one by one, but I think the most essential ones are the task menu, the power menu, show the desktop. If you don't want to click using your mouse, you could type Windows D to show the Windows desktop, Windows E for File Explorer, and for run command for those who are engaged in computer and programming. The next one is the most important skills is Alt Tab, because later on you might need to do some Alt Tab in order to switch between Windows, and Alt F4 if you want to close a software. So for this page, I think the most important one is Alt Tab and Alt plus F4. And then here, the basic commands. The function commands of F1, normally we know this calls for help for a certain application. And again, close program, Alt F4. Okay, so just replay this later on if you want to review. This is also available in the internet. I don't want to read this all anymore to save time. As well as these ones are the most important ones. The Control X or Control C. You select first the text or an image or a file or whatever can be copied or cut. So Control X for cutting, Control C for copy, and Control V for pasting. And Control Z for undo and Control Y for redo. So always remember those basic commands. So you are online learning ready, I believe. I personally believe that teaching online is for everybody, no? So learning online, computer and mobile skills is for everyone, regardless of age and profession. So all you have to do is just give time for yourself and watch training videos like this on my channel. So everything can be learned, and we can all adapt to the new normal and whatever is coming in the future. You just have to give effort and time for ourselves and to learn and give chance to this new normal or whatever is coming in the future. So everything can be learned. Okay. So for online teaching essentials, of course, you have to be prepared. We all have to be prepared emotionally, mentally, and everything. Your instructional materials, which is, I believe, we are all prepared for making instructional materials, or for those students who are watching, these are the learning materials that we will deliver to you on classes, which is For students who are watching right now, it's not really easy to prepare an instructional materials. It takes weeks and months to prepare for one. The materials includes all the contents of our class and the examination and everything. So for teachers, this is really challenging, but I know we are already aware on how to do these things. Your resources. So you need to prepare your resources to be online ready. So your tools, your equipment, gadgets, your subscription as well, your consumable materials and supplies, and other essentials. So those are the things you need to prepare. So let's compare first the face-to-face and online delivery. So delivery of learning, there is technology and there is a solution. For face-to-face, you deliver your instructional materials to a classroom using your board normally or PowerPoint presentation. For online, there is technology and solution. You can deliver instructional materials through synchronous by video conferencing or sharing screen. Asynchronous, using your module or media, uploading on the learning management system or recorded video lectures. We should always ensure the quality of the content. As for the feedback of the students, of course, that is the most important part of our job, to check whether the students got our learning materials well and the outcomes has been achieved. So in order for them to achieve that, they need to know how to contact us through email, through messenger, to consult properly, because not all consultations can be done through typing of the text. Sometimes you need to send video on how you calculate the certain calculation. And from there, you could feedback that, for example, he or she made a mistake on a certain variable or methodology. You can correct them by sending a video as well to correct their mistakes. That is one of our most important job or role with our students, to correct them during formative assessments or sheet works in order for them to be prepared for major quizzes and examination. So there are online methodologies for communication: email, chat messenger, our learning management system messaging, forums on the learning management system, live feedback during synchronous class meeting. Okay, all we have to do is to make sure they know how to properly consult and express their questions, and we should also know how to properly express how will we give feedback and show the right answer to their mistakes or question. So we should always correct them before they enter the summative assessment or major examination. Just the same thing that we do during face-to-face, that we check the sheet works and short quizzes so that they know where did they get wrong or got wrong answer or wrong methodology, so they can be corrected and know the right way. Okay? For face-to-face, we demonstrate our calculation into the classroom, but definitely we cannot demonstrate the calculation using a PowerPoint or screen sharing on a static screen, because they need to see how our hands works, how we run the calculation. So you can demonstrate, or we can demonstrate the delivery of the calculation through video recording of basic pen and paper. You don't need high technology things to do that. Just simply, I think, just video your handwriting. You could buy a tripod for this. You could buy, a constructed stand for this. And you could video your hands solving. If you can afford, you could buy a pen tablet ranging from 1,500 to 2,000. It's available on online selling apps. And you can use the MS Teams Whiteboard. For DLSUD, we are using MS Teams Whiteboard app. If we connect the pen tablet to our computers, we can use the whiteboard feature smoothly. For those who are using Android and iPad devices, make sure it is compatible with pencil or stylus. For Apple, there is iPencil. For Android, there's what you call the stylus pen. So by there, using the iPad or Android, we can screen record what we write, and at the same time, we could add also our voiceover while writing. And that recording will produce a video where we can upload it to the learning management system or stream like what I'm doing right now. Okay? Simulation software can also be used if applicable on your subject. And again, we should always ensure quality of the content so that the students will clearly get our lessons. Okay, that's the most important one. We need to ensure that what we show on online is somehow comprehensive and clear, so the students will learn properly. Okay. For laboratory classes, we could demonstrate using laboratory equipment at the laboratory classroom, but online, of course, everyone is doing online lab. I think also, I name drop some schools abroad. I think Harvard, I read that all classes is online. And also uh, saw some international schools abroad that their laboratory has been converted online. They did everything to reprogram their labs to ensure that all the details, the equipment, the gestures, the skills, and all other necessary items in information and materials that can be delivered online has been reprogrammed in order to meet the learning outcomes of the subject. Okay, so you can demonstrate, deliver your laboratory experiments, your calculation, your devices, your tools, your equipment, and the skills that you need to teach to your students using video recording and simulation software. As for the laboratory who, like for example, with many tools and devices, some laboratory only requires one camera setup, some laboratory requires two, and some mostly require at most will require 3 to 4 camera setup that you should video simultaneously. And you need to edit that because they need to see at different angle for example, the movement of an equipment, the movement of a mixture or anything. No? So, depends on the type of laboratory you have. But what I'm saying is it's not impossible to deliver laboratory online. You just need to make sure you have the resources and the proper editing skills. And somehow, although we are not liberal arts major on video editing or broadcasting skills, we should somehow ask also and consult them on how to properly broadcast and edit our videos. Okay? And again, the most important one, we should ensure our, what you call this, the quality of the content. So recommended resources for instructional materials preparation is definitely you need your laptop or computer. Your internet connection is also required. Your printer is optional but recommended because you might need to print some of your modules or calculation. Okay. If you can do paperless, do it. So you can save the environment. Recommended resources for synchronous classes like video conferencing. For the LSUD, we are using MS Teams as the default software. Computer or laptop with web camera. This is required, of course, in order for the students to see us. An internet connection is also required. If you can afford or if you have an external high definition web camera, if your current webcam or your built-in webcam is not HD, this is optional but recommended so that your appearance on the video will be somehow more decent. Lapel mic or headset mic will do. Optional but recommended, the lapel mic. Okay. Lighting tools is optional but recommended in order. Again, we want to ensure that how we look in the recording and video conferencing is more decent and more educational, right? Okay. So here are the common prices if you want to buy one. Headset or lapel mic to enhance the audio delivery. Wired lapel mic costs around 800 to 2,000 pesos on online selling application. Okay? Wireless lapel mic costs around, this is not required, but if you want to have more flexibility on your movement while teaching, it costs around 10,000 to 18,000 pesos on the online apps. Okay? Headset, earphone or mic, this is normally 100 to 200 pesos. And already, sorry, just have to check my monitor. Okay. So, it is normally included on the mobile phone packages. Okay. Audio essentials, make sure you are away from the electric fan or air conditioning unit or any sources of noise because it will decrease the quality of your audio, especially when you're explaining. Always remember to mute and unmute if necessary because You could unmute your students, but if you forgot to mute yourself and you say something, especially if you're talking to someone in your house, of course, we want to avoid that. Okay, refrain from using the computer's built-in mic because though if your computer is old or kinda not the recent one, the quality of the audio receiving of the mic might not be good. But if it works naman, you could use the computer's built-in mic. Always sound check and ask for the audience feedback on your audio quality. You should check the chat of the video conferencing app. Some of your students may say, "Sir, ma'am, your audio is somehow not good." But again, always remember, like what I told on the pre-video, that the delivery of the audio will go to the video conferencing app and may be affected by the internet connection of your computer or the internet connection of your respective student. So, give patience. Okay? It is better if you are recording your video conferencing so that if ever they get lost on a video or audio, they can always review the recording for review or revisit the recording. For video, as much as possible, organize your stuff at your background. If you have background in your kitchen, it's fine. Let's just arrange it so that it will appear better. If you're on your bedroom, fix your bed. If you're beside a bookshelf or cabinet, make sure it's well fixed. Everything on your camera background. If you can also use virtual background. But if you are using an old webcam, the virtual background might not be properly implemented because the virtual background runs well if your camera is high definition and if your lighting is good as well. Inform your housemates or your loved ones at home or your place that there's an ongoing video recording or you're doing a video conference session. Check your face appearance on the screen. Make sure, of course, your face appearance is in full face. Sometimes you just show your face in half face. So you need to check. You can see that on your video conferencing app. No? So make sure that you're showing your full face, of course, because it will be better to show that way. Turn on and off your video if necessary. If you need to do something, go out, or need to give some stretching, do some stretching, turn off the video if necessary so that your audience won't see you. So that is the short video essentials for this. I think I forgot to mention that you should also install your email on your mobile phone app. I'll post a separate video in installing your email on your phone so that you can easily answer emails using your mobile device without the necessary thing to do. Like, for example, you need to open your laptop. So you could install it on your tablets or device. Okay. If you have any question or if you want to ask for a demonstration about something related to online learning, email me at bryanfabon@gmail.com, brynfbn@gmail.com, or my DLSUD email, mrfabon@dlsud.edu.ph, or visit my Facebook account, fb.com/brynfbn. Okay? Please like and subscribe to my Facebook page, BFTV, fb.com/ysrbrynfbntv, or YouTube channel, tinyurl, ysrbrynfbn. If you're watching right now, please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more training and learning videos. Thank you so much.